You often hear news reports saying that earthquakes with a magnitude of 7 or 8 on the Richter scale have occurred. In fact, the Richter scale is designed to measure relatively small earthquakes, typically with a magnitude of 5 or 5.5 at most. Seismologists Hiroo Kanamori from Japan and Thomas Hanks from the United States created a different scale for larger earthquakes in 1977, which they called the moment magnitude scale. This scale has greater accuracy than the Richter scale. But I'm curious as to what would happen if an earthquake with a moment scale magnitude of 10 struck the Earth. Welcome to the Midnight Question channel. Tonight we'll answer the question, what if an earthquake with a magnitude of 10 hits the Earth? If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell button so that you can watch videos first. Initially, before we start talking about what will happen after a terrifying disaster like this, we need to discuss some points, such as, for example, if someone asked, what are the consequences of such an earthquake if it happened in this place or that place? Mathematical calculations based on Earth's geometry, dimensions, and tectonic plate size show that a magnitude 10 earthquake is only likely to occur in one specific area globally, the subduction zone in the Pacific Ocean. In this region, about 90% of the world's earthquakes occur. But you can say that 100% of large earthquakes that exceed the magnitude of 8.5 occur in it. This is due to the nature and size of the tectonic plates in this region. There is also something else that we must understand. 1 degree of the estimated magnitude of an earthquake increases the strength according to the equation by approximately 32 times. This means that an earthquake with a magnitude of 6 is 32 times stronger than an earthquake with a magnitude of 5 on the scale. Imagine what happens when we reach a magnitude of 10 on that scale. That is why no one should be surprised by the huge difference in destruction between a magnitude 10 earthquake than what we assume of any other earthquake we hear about. Even the strongest earthquake recorded in history, which is the Valdivia earthquake, which reached a magnitude of 9.5 on the moment scale. I mean, don't look at the difference of half a degree. Look at the difference of 16 times the destructive power. In the first moment of an earthquake, at the epicenter in the subduction zone, the energy that is produced is equivalent to the energy produced by a detonation of approximately 15,000 megatons of TNT. Or in other words, it's equivalent to the energy of 1 million nuclear bombs the size of the Hiroshima bomb. If we assume, for example, that the epicenter of this earthquake was in the Pacific Ocean at a certain depth and 200 kilometers away from the nearest city, the impact will diminish slightly by the time it reaches the city, but unfortunately, it will not be reduced to the point that the city will still exist. No city in the world, even with earthquake-proof buildings, could withstand such an impact. All buildings, roads, infrastructure will collapse in the first moments. In fact, some wooden buildings and trees will explode from the bottom up, which means that the amount of energy from the ground will propel them from the ground and throw them into the air. In addition, the collapse will cause fire, lightning strikes, and accidents. After approximately 30 seconds to a minute from the start of the earthquake, the intense shaking will impact areas and cities far beyond those near the earthquake's epicenter. These violent reactions will generate new earthquakes and new volcanoes far from the original epicenter. Depending on the infrastructure of the countries where new earthquakes will occur, it is likely that some will suffer the same fate as the countries and cities that were near the epicenter. In general, theoretical calculations indicate that this shaking will have an impact on every meter of the Earth's surface. According to scientists, the weakest earthquakes that will be recorded far from the epicenter will be about 3.5 degrees, but its impact in these areas will be so subtle that some people won't even feel it. However, the main concern is not just the shaking. During the first hours, or even before we reach the first hour, giant tsunami waves will form and attack all coastal cities near the earthquake's epicenter. Giant waves will rock like sweepers that clean up landslides. This means that the main earthquake destroyed the buildings, and the tsunamis will sweep it all away. As the tsunami submerged the ports close to the epicenter, Navigating the trade routes will change in a matter of minutes. It's likely that a tsunami will reach all ports in the Pacific Ocean within a few hours of its formation. It will destroy everything and stop all global trade, costing trillions of dollars. Finally, to alleviate any concerns, it is important to note that everything we discussed is purely theoretical. But in terms of real numbers, there is no chance at all an earthquake stronger than magnitude 9.8 will occur. This is because the size of the tectonic plates does not naturally result in an earthquake exceeding 9.8 magnitude, except in one theoretical scenario: a celestial body colliding with Earth, causing fractures larger than what the tectonic plates could generate. Thus, we have answered the question, what if an earthquake with a magnitude 10 hits the Earth? If this is your first time entering the channel, in this channel, we answer questions that may come to your mind while you're laying in bed in the middle of the night and can't sleep. As usual, if there's a question that comes to your mind in the middle of the night and confuses you, write it in the comments below the video so we can answer it for you. If you like the video, don't forget to like and share, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell button so you can watch videos first. And we'll see you in the next episode.